Now, this question came up related today. I didn't even think about this related to the trampoline park waivers. My first thought is if you have to sign a waiver to do an attraction of some sort, I don't know, do theme parks make people sign a waiver when going into the theme parks? Based on personal injury. I don't know if they do or not. Some will just say by you purchasing the ticket, that's waiver enough. But with trampoline parks, I mean, there's all kinds of little nooks and crannies where a child could get its head stuck between certain things, or an adult break their legs. And so why would a trampoline park be exempt from being sued by someone related to the trampoline park waiver? That would just be like a gymnasium. I don't know if the YMCA made people sign waivers when going to the YMCA in the swimming pool to hold them not liable related to personal injury and the big weights that take place, or lifting too much weights and things like that. So, so the thing related to this new case that came up related to the trampoline parks and forcing people to sign waivers, I would have to say no, that the waivers don't always, they're not enforceable waivers. That would be kind of similar to even premarital agreements. That's what I would think related to premarital agreements. And, it's a non-enforceable waiver because you can't predict inflation. You can't predict how much the medical injuries will cost. And so this would lead me, the wording in and of itself leads me to believe that the business owner of the business knows well in advance that the business they're opening is dangerous to the public, it's dangerous to children. And I would admit, when they have them climbing up, what is it, those little rock climb things? And just think about the ships too. I don't know if the ships have people sign a waiver, if there's something hidden in the ships when people enter onto a cruise ship. If they're signing a waiver, I did plenty of cruise ships, and if there was a waiver that said the cruise company was not liable, I never saw it. They would tell people to read their cruise contract, and there would be some things that were broken out and spelled out related to people actually, boarding the cruise ship, that you were forced to actually, if you wanted to use the attraction, such as seasickness on the cruise ship. That's why I'm making these comparisons. Bouncing up and down on a trampoline park is going to be very similar to bouncing up and down, that's related to seasickness or injury or fast movements, I would say. And that's probably similar to what they talk about with videos where someone says, I'm going to have an epileptic seizure. Or say you take senior citizens to a trampoline park and they have problems with mobility, getting up, and they get injuries, or you're trying to be abrasive to someone who is disabled of some sort. I would have to say, agree with this man in this new thing about waivers that don't always hold up. I mean, what's the difference between a waiver? That's the same thing as a premarital agreement, isn't it? How a waiver is the same thing as a premarital agreement. So it's basically like saying, I want to screw this person out of something, knowing in advance that what I'm about to do is taking advantage of them in every way possible. I don't see it any other way. So thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe, thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and have a nice day. And jump in on the conversation too, because a lot of these legal things are relevant, very relevant, even though we may not understand how, but they're relevant related to inflation and how a business stays in business, how business keeps up with its bad business practices. And so I'm all ears when I hear some of this stuff, because it's really interesting, and not all of it detracts from from conversations that are important. And actually, it kind of ties in with inflation and where money comes from and how it's kind of, how it could be shuffled around, related to shell companies and money laundering too. And so that's all I have to say.